Hello, everyone. We focus here for a minute or an hour. We're gonna go ahead and call the meeting to order. This is the regular freshwater meeting, advisory board meeting, Monday, July 7th, time is 2 p.m. And we're holding the meeting at the Ocean Shores Library.
I'm gonna let you go.
I'm gonna do roll call. Connie?
Here.
James?
Here.
Jeff Owen is out sick. We'll do a motion to excuse him. Janet?
Here.
Jay? Here. Jim? Oh. And me, I'm here. So can we have a motion to excuse Jeff? He said he was sick. He talked to Connie about it.
I move that we excuse Jeff from
Okay,
not being here today.
can we have a second?
Yeah, I'll second it.
Okay, let's approve. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, and don't know about Jim. Go ahead and motion to excuse Jim.
I move we excuse Jim from today's meeting.
Any seconds?
I'll second that one too.
Okay, all in favor? Aye. Okay. And approval of the meeting agenda. Everybody had a chance to review the agenda and take a look at it? Do we have a motion to approve the meeting agenda?
Make a motion to approve it.
Okay. Second,
Second it.
all in favor? Aye. Okay. The meeting agenda has been approved. Meetings, approval of meetings, minutes from the meeting of the last one on June 2nd. Everybody's had a chance to review them, I'm sure. Need a motion to approve the minutes for June 2nd meeting.
I'll approve that. Yeah, me. I'll do it.
second. Have an approval and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Meetings are approved. All right. Public communication. This is a point for when the public wants to submit comments or submit written comments, and they need to be done later by 1 p.m. today. Do we have any that were submitted? No comments were submitted. Okay. Yeah. Anybody in the room that's from the public would like to make any comments, questions, or anything?
What kind of comments are you talking about?
Anything regarding the fresh waterways.
Okay.
Not the fireworks.
Oh, I got a comment on the penny warden. Everybody keeps talking about how to get rid of the penny warden. Has anybody ever bothered to go on and check how Europe got rid of theirs? Because they're the only ones that had a chemical that can get rid of it. They fought it for years. They shut the canal down because of it. The only way you're gonna get rid of penny warden is salt water. The only way you're gonna get rid of it here.
Actually, there has been a discussion with Herrera on a chemical that can be put into the waterways prior to the pennywort growing, and which would stop it from growing. And they've been working on that with Becky. I believe you've been talking with.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk about that in a little bit when it's in the agenda for who we are going with for the 2025 water treatment, lake and canal treatment. So.
We're
I don't believe they
looking.
got it.
Okay,
I'll be honest with you. I
Okay.
don't believe.
we
But
will.
they told us before, they've got all these things that are gonna kill all this stuff. I've been in this canal for 14 years, but I haven't seen one thing change yet.
Yep, and that's what we're looking at doing, and that's
Trying
why
to
this
do.
board is trying to make that aspect go forward. Okay? Yes,
That was my question, is when the Herrera report will be released and whether there was going to be a public meeting.
that's gonna come from the city.
Yep, there will be
And then we can talk about that a little bit later.
that I'm not, but yeah, there will be a public meeting. Most definitely. We'll have another town hall for that. And it should be out end of July, beginning of August. So, and there's a lot of good information in there about like specific lakes, specific areas, and everything in the past with the city has been treated the same. We haven't ever worked with an actual consultant on what needs to be done. The city's put it out to bid, the work has been done. It's pretty much all been treated the same. But now that we're working with Herrera, they are really breaking it down into different units and how it needs to be treated, and different options and different pilots. And there's a whole report in there that says, like, if you want to spend $20 million, you can do these things. If you want to spend 10 or 5. So,
100.
right, exactly. So it's going to be great to have it. And we're really excited to have this board put back together, and the people on it all live on the canal, which is great because that wasn't always the case. And working with Herrera. So yeah, we're expecting great things going forward.
So just keep an eye on the city website.
Yep. Absolutely.
And when we get some information too, that can be published out to the city, I'm gonna put it up on, we have our Facebook page, a group that I created that has received a lot of good response. We have, I think we have 168 people on it right now. So, and people are posting on there what they're doing too. We had one, what was CJ Ripley put in an aerator, he put it in before he, showed how he's cleaning it, then he put in the aerators and how well it worked. So people are getting on board with it, which I think is really good. Okay? Anybody on the call? Don? Don Williams?
Yeah, no, nothing today, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we'll move on to new business. First item is the water aerators, or the people are calling the bubblers. I've had one in for over a year, and without the weeds there, it looks really nice. It's really clear down to the bottom of the water. I mean, and you can see the hoses that run to the bubblers on the ground because they're lead weighted. So they're good. And for an example, I just wanted to bring this to show. This is one of the aerators that's out there. This is a bigger one. The other ones that are out there, some of them are just a little bit smaller, but they still put out a lot of volume, a lot of air. And that's one of the things that Hooray said that the canals need, is they need more oxygen and more air in that water to help it get better. And so part of what we're doing with this, I've been in contact with the company that I bought this from and some other companies. The other companies didn't really want to do anything. The company that I'm working with, they're looking at offering us a 10% discount on their stuff. They're arguing right now because if you order it directly without the discount, they'll send it free shipping and no tax. And I'm trying to make sure that they keep that in there, because if they ship it for free, you don't pay tax, you're gonna save more than 10% off of another company. If you buy it on Amazon, you're gonna pay tax.
Yeah.
Because they're in
sometimes
Missouri.
shipping.
This company's in Missouri. They don't have an office here, no tax, which is nice. So that's one of the things. These work really, really well. I'm gonna be putting this one in after I get back from Montana. I'm gonna put this in the center of my two small ones, so I can just see how much more it'll go. Yes.
Also, I'm 3 houses from Dave, and since he has had this in, you can, well, I mean, you can look out and you can see the gentle waves kind of coming down. My water's clear. Now, I still have reeds I have to get out of it, but I can actually go to the end of my dock and I can look down and I can see the bottom of the water. And I have to contribute it to this. Mine isn't in yet, mine's in the garage, but it's going in.
When the water's calm, when there's no wind and the water's calm, you can see the ripples coming across the water, which is moving the water, which is one of the key things we want to start doing, is keeping it moving.
Will these be available to each household to buy, or?
Yes, you'll be able to buy it.
And put them in down the center of the canal.
No, each household will have to purchase their own to put them out there. And that's why I'm trying to work at a company to get the discounts and everything else. Once I resolve everything, I'm gonna put it up on the group Facebook page and say, you can get them here. Here's the ones you should probably buy and go from there. Yes.
Could you put a picture on the website of what the results are of that, so we could all see the effect?
Yep. As soon as the weeds are gone when we spray. We get rid of the full weeds going, you'll see. Cause before I would not let my. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you install it yourself?
Yes.
Is it- Okay, and did you consider getting a circulator rather than an aerator, or?
No, I didn't, because we were talking about putting more air into the water, not just circulating the water.
Okay,
So,
and you're happy with the aerator?
yes,
He is oxygen.
yes.
If there's anybody in here that's from Clark County that's familiar with Lacamas Lake, years ago, Lacamas Lake it's one of the biggest lakes in Clark County. They had a real problem just like we have here. They put aerators in that lake. But I'm talking big aerators, not little ones like this. And it took about 1.5 years, and that lake was completely clear.
Yep.
It had a few lily pads where the bass live and stuff, but other than that, the weeds. And
We will do what we can.
But then they stopped maintaining the pumps. So now they're right back to where they started.
So, okay. Are there any other questions on the aerators? Online?
You can use, so The discussion is between you and the board. It's supposed to be between you and the
Yeah.
board, and then public comment later for their
Yep.
question.
Okay. All right, the next item is water hazards and items needed from the city. The reason I requested this is because, 2 Sundays ago, I got an email regarding a deceased deer in the water,
In the water.
off of a residence.
Mhm.
House right up the street from, right up the waterway from where I live. I was able to get my binoculars out and I was able to see it. So I would like to get from the city a process that if somebody emails us on the board for something like this or something going on,
Yeah,
how do we deal with it with the city? How do we contact?
Right.
I emailed Frank and Scott,
yeah.
and I don't know if that's the best process.
On the weekend, unless the deer is literally in the middle of the road, we'll wait until
He was in the
Monday
middle of the canal.
to get it. Right, but it's not a hazard.
He was.
Okay, if there's a hazard, just like any other hazard, it is call the non-emergency number. And the non-emergency number will dispatch. They'll probably call Scott or myself, potentially the crew chief, and then they'll work on getting it.
Yeah, because what I understand is that police did come out with a police boat and drug it away.
Okay, good. Yep. And that's the only boat the city has, so
Yeah, I know.
most likely that'll be the way it happens and.
Okay. And,
Who do you call if it's not non-business hours? Who do you call during business hours?
The street department,
okay,
they're the ones that remove it.
The street department?
In the water,
Yep. What?
when it's in the water.
No, during business hours. Yeah.
So during business hours, you'd call the street department to remove deer from the water?
I would.
or from a property.
Okay.
And then they'll reach out to the police department for the boat, but they're the ones responsible. Yeah, yeah.
I just wasn't sure if I was following.
I know, me too.
They're the crew that's responsible for removing the deer. So if they need police department help or other help, they'll reach out during business hours to make that happen.
Right,
Okay.
that's good. Next item on our list is managing the carp population in Duck Lake.
I have
And
no report.
No report.
Nope,
Okay,
not yet.
alrighty.
No new development.
So next is weed and canal management.
Yep. So what I'm going to do is read directly off of the agenda bill that's going to council tomorrow. And then let me know if you have questions, because I do think we'll have a bigger conversation than what's on here. So the city received 2 proposals for the lake and canal weed management for 2025. The low bid was from Aquatechnics. Aquatechnics has a long history with the city of Ocean Shores. They wrote our IAVMP that you guys, that big thick document that you got. So Terry McNabb owns the company, and he wrote that. He has a huge, long history with the city. They also work well with Herrera. They've worked together in the past. And they're able and willing to meet with our Fresh Waterways Advisory Board. That's part of what he's got in his proposal. Aquatechnics is one of very few firms who are licensed in the country to use the treatment. And I'll tell you the name of it here in a second. It can be used outside of the fish window and allow Ocean Shores to work earlier and later in the season, which we plan on doing with them next year as well. And I put if needed. We know it's going to be needed, right? I mean, we know. The administrative part of the project includes permitting, posting notices, pre and post treatment surveys, and the year-end report that's required for ecology. They'll also transfer the applicator's permit from ecology to them. The administrative part of the project is $10,225. And then the treatment costs are per acre, which is how all of the companies that do this do it. So once the pre-treatment is done, we'll know exactly how many acres need to be treated. And then I have per acre prices on here to treat, and he'll treat each thing different as needed. The Elodea and submerged species, $375 an acre. The pennywort treatment is $1,750 an acre. And then Procella Core is one that can be done all time of year. And he has a $8,500 for any area that's needed, like all of it together, not each application. And so I'm going to council with a request of $80,000 for this. It typically runs between, last year was 79,000, so we're pretty right on with what we did last year. And we know that nobody's happy with what we did last year. Last year we did harvesting and treatment and it just did not go well. This is not the company that we went with last year. So again, expecting great
A
thing.
couple years ago, right?
No,
No, I don't believe that Aquatechnics has ever done our treatment.
Okay.
that's correct.
The company from a couple years ago, unfortunately, Doug Dorling passed away. And he was the owner and person who did that treatment.
Okay.
So, and then also just as far as the treatment goes, I haven't been with the city that long, about 2.5 years. I think the 2 years before I came to the city, no treatment was done on the canals at all. And I'm not like tooting my own horn because I'm not doing this because I'm like, I mean, we do have to do this. We're not doing it because I'm here. We'd be doing it if somebody else were in my position, right? But we're still catching up from the years that it wasn't treated. So we treated last year. We didn't love it. The year before wasn't so bad. I was here for that one. But this year, really, you guys, it should be.
Yeah, the year before was not horrible.
Right.
At least it didn't come back the next week,
Yeah.
like it did last
Like
year.
it did last
It
year.
was just like a waste of money.
Last year
Yeah.
didn't even go away.
No.
Not at all.
It never.
Okay.
My.
So that is what we're doing here.
Okay.
Any questions? The board? Okay. And then I think I have the next topic too. Okay.
Next topic is the canal inspection assignment.
So for the canal inspection assignments, and I don't want to give you guys the assignments. I want you to definitely, choose and decide what's best for you. Herrera put together what they called units in their draft summary. Oops. And they are very similar to what had been put out. This is different than the one that came out in the agenda because the names are on it.
Gotcha.
And then I updated the color codings as well.
It's very pretty, Becky.
Thank you. I don't know if you've seen the one where I did the arrows to match.
Yeah.
Okay. And so then the page on top also shows what the units are. Like the first one is the Lake Menard unit, and then the Bell Canal unit, which includes Starry Night Passage, Party Pup Passage. So it's got the small little finger areas and the
Yeah.
cut throughs as well in it. And what their report is gonna have when it comes out is this is what should be done and could be done for this unit. This is how I would manage this unit. And then also potential costs for, like I said, like the 20 million, 10 million, 5 million. So this directly will match up with Herrera's report. And then off of that, you guys can, if you want to decide now or take it home and see what works for you.
Want to talk about it now?
Yeah, otherwise we're just kicking the can down
Yeah.
the road.
What do you want?
I'll take South End if somebody else wants it. I mean, I can do any, but
Yeah.
And you'll see too, some of these units are small and some of them are large, so some people might take a couple.
Yep.
Units.
Do any of us not have a boat?
I don't
We do
think,
not have a boat.
I don't think Jim has a boat.
Jim does not have a boat. Do you think the people that don't have a boat should get? I don't know, maybe,
A shoreline park is that or whatever.
yeah. Do you see a section that you think would be easier for you not having a boat? Probably bass. Bass?
Okay.
All right.
I brought that for you. You're welcome.
How do you put that name? There it is. Peacock's Hollow.
Yeah.
Oh. It's right here.
It's the north end of the middle duck layer,
Comes in at.
where it comes, that little end.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Has to bend.
You want me to, I can write this
swim
down.
that far.
You wanna- Okay.
So Jay's gonna do the south end. From where to where, Jay?
Yeah, Jay, where are you doing? South End, you're doing.
on that side of the green area down there.
Go south
And then if
end.
there's something else that needs to be done,
I'll just put green. Okay.
yeah.
What if you?
Well, give him the green and the pink, which is.
You want green and pink?
Yeah.
I thought they just Have Janet do.
Amazon.
Oh, she's-
Bath, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can do the green and the pink.
The last one, the management unit.
Okay, okay.
Okay, and,
Right, you got that far.
Yeah.
and
I
Janet.
know, it's been a good meeting. I still, this isn't on the agenda.
Okay,
Fish.
Okay.
Sorry, we were tied up.
James, what do you
No,
want?
no.
Where do you live at?
I live right here.
Okay.
Thank you.
I can do,
You wanna
does
do-
anybody live on the Bell?
You want to do that and the mill?
I don't think any of us live.
So I'll do, I don't want to do North Grand Canal all the way, but
No,
I can
no.
do
Middle.
the middle, like down to my area. Cause you guys are all up on the North Grand.
I'm not taking it. in North.
I'm not taking North.
One of us has
I
to.
mean, well, I'll
Yeah,
take
we'll split
whatever
it.
nobody else wants.
Me too.
Well, I'll do the Bell and I'll do the south end of the North Grand Canal, my neck of the woods.
Sure.
What, you're doing what?
I was just gonna try to do like, yeah, just cut it off like right.
Oh, right there.
They cut it off at.
Cut it off at,
Where
Uh,
the Blue Heron Bayou ends over to the.
Oh, God.
yeah, so that would be, what road is that?
Blue Heron Bayou.
I don't know.
That's,
Blue Heron Bayou is the end of my,
okay, so you're taking that. The Bell,
I think Scoop and Shop.
you're taking yellow up. How far? Are you taking yellow?
I'm stopping at like, I'm stopping right across.
Just north of 20s, Green.
I'll stop at the bridge.
How's
that?
This bridge?
That bridge is way up.
Oh, that
That's Ocean
bridge.
Lake Way.
Okay.
You don't want to stop there. You don't want to go that far north.
Do you want to go that far north? Ocean Lake?
That's way up here.
It's up where it kind of dips.
Yeah,
That's up by my house.
Yeah, that's
I
right
think
there.
right there.
All right.
In the bell.
and the bells, okay.
I'm just gonna draw a little line.
Have a big circle around it.
Circle around that lower bit.
And I'm just gonna put part of it.
Yeah.
Okay,
I know.
what do you want? What do you think?
I'm
Let's give Jeff
I'm
something.
about everywhere.
How
That'd
about we gave Jeff Menard?
be fun.
What do you think? Menard and, okay,
Yeah, and if he wants anything else.
yeah,
Menard is Jeff.
He has a boat.
he
Yep.
does.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm just gonna say red. Okay,
You're taking South
I
Duck
took-
Lake.
I got South Grand and Fish Hook.
We have South Duck Lake, Mid and North Duck Lake left, right?
Yeah, and I don't know what Jim has, if he has a boat.
No, Jim
he
doesn't
does
have a
not
boat.
have a boat.
I can take the south end of the Duck Lake along with mine. Cause that's kind of all connected together. South Duck
Jay,
Lake.
Jay's gonna take South Duck.
Oh, I thought you were taking south.
He's taking the whole
gonna
south
take
area
South
plus South
Grand,
Duck Lake.
Fish Hook, and
Okay.
South
I got
Duck
3 of them right here.
Okay, so you're taking South Duck Lake too,
Yeah, South Grand, Fish Hook and South Duck.
Fish Hook.
I can do all of the Duck Lake and up north. North Duck Lake. I'm over there fishing all the time anyway.
You're doing Duck Lake?
Purple.
Okay,
I can take, yeah, I can take.
I can do the blue and then we can split up the yellow.
Bonnie's taking North Duck Lake,
I'll take North Duck Lake.
and you're taking what?
Middle,
I know.
the blue,
Okay. And if you want, you can.
The
we can
blue.
just-
Middle.
and then part of the Grand Canal. Judy and I,
With the north.
Judy and I will split up that.
I'll go from where I am,
And Jim,
I have one there.
Jim can just, we'll just take Jim with us and he can just do some of,
Yeah, we can do it.
Yeah.
It looks like the bill.
I'll cover it.
Yeah.
Oh, you're taking the bill?
yeah. One of the bells. I can just John out of my canal and buzz over the bells.
Cool. I think we got it covered.
What is the expectation for us having these areas? What is the expectation, please?
For us to do.
How come?
Losing a lot?
So what you're gonna do is look at your areas and you'll start to get a feel for how often, as the weather gets hotter, you'll want to check them more often because that's when the cyanobacteria comes in. And some of the weeds grow faster when it's hotter, but not all of them, but you'll get a feel for it. I do want to say the last test that we sent in that you contacted me about did come back negative. So that was good. And there's, these are the testing kits. This is what I was gonna say. I only have 4 right now. So if you guys have any idea if your area maybe needs them or is going to need them, these are to test the toxic algae. They don't test for other things. They come from ecology, King County Ecology. And they are, their budget is tight this year, just like so many entities have a tight budget. They will run out of these kits and then they will not be able to test for us. I'm pretty sure there's probably private testing places that we can do for a fee. If we have to test, we have to test. We'll figure out how to do it.
So how often actually, or should we wait until? the
Just,
weather warms
just
up?
until you see what you think is a cyanobacteria bloom, which is the toxic algae bloom, and they're typically like a blue-green kind of mixy
Was
color.
here, gone.
Yeah,
And there was one thing that you told me when I sent you the email,
Yep.
photos, was to take a stick
stick test.
and do a stick test on it.
Yep.
And I have a flat board now that sits inside of my garage door and it's about this long and the stuff is on the surface or whatever. And if you take it and you stick it down in the middle of it and you pull it up and it comes out clean, it doesn't have toxic bacteria in it.
Oh, okay, just a regular piece of wood.
Just a regular piece of wood. It's an easy test and you can just check it. And if it comes out stringy and everything else, then there's a need for.
Then there's a need to do the test. Yep. And that came from Herrera, the stick test. Because I had asked Katie, I was like, well, how do you do that? And she said, it's just what it sounds like.
Pretty easy.
Yep.
One of the ones who sent in a request for, they had a problem, they thought they had a problem, was up the street from me, went and talked to her, showed her and said that there's nothing there. It's not toxic. And she goes, okay, that's good. Because they were selling their house and they didn't want to have any issues.
Yep. Makes sense.
Yeah.
So with these kits, they all come with the instructions inside. And there's a form on the back to fill out. One of these is latitude and longitude. If you don't know it, Tim can get it when you return the kit to him for shipping. Tim's gonna be in charge of getting more kits when we need them and shipping them back. And he has the person at Ecology's contact information. Joey, did you see that? Okay. And so you just collect the water in the sample, put it in the box. You have to remember to freeze these the night before. There's 2 in every kit because if it goes back not cold enough, it's not gonna be a valid test. And then Tim will have a form to fill out online so that we have tracking and a number associated with each test that goes in. And
Tim's office to give it back to him.
it is in the public works yard. He can also come and pick it up from you. So,
We have Tim's phone number to get hold of him.
Yes. 360-940-7487.
and we ship them back right in the same boxes. So when you have it, you'll get it just in the box. Everything will be in there and then put it back in this box because we'll use this to ship it back.
Say your phone number again, please. 360. Okay.
Yeah.
And then the last thing about these is the test should be done Monday through Wednesday, not on a Thursday or Friday. Because if we ship it Thursday, it might not get to them early enough Friday. We ship it Friday, it'll definitely be bad before Monday. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday for these.
I think it's usually one day
Yeah, it is.
for them to receive it.
That is these. Do you want to have a couple people take these or do you want us to just keep them and you say, hey, I need a kit when you suspect something? It is up to you.
I'll just take one.
Okay,
That way you don't even have to deal with it.
okay.
Or I can take all of them and then if you guys want them, I'll have them at the house.
Okay.
Whatever you want to do.
Well, that's fine. You can keep them at your house. We can come and get them because
Everybody knows where you live.
That's right.
then we can, know when it's,
Yeah.
if we see something.
Sure.
Because if we only got 4 tests, we can't do a bunch.
You also can probably go on the Grays Harbor County website has the link for toxicity.
Toxicity.
Woo! Toxic weeds.
Yeah.
And you can, if you find the link, you can click on it and you guys can probably also request your own kits. I requested 10 and they're like, no, we'll send you 4. But I can send out the link too, because
Yeah.
it might be harder to find. I'll send that link out and
I'll see if I can get more of them.
yeah, Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
So the expectation is we go out and we look at them. Our areas visually, and if we fail with stick test, then we'll go to Connie's and get a test kit and have it submitted by Monday through Wednesday.
I think that sounds good.
And I just gotta say, I think it's something that I don't think this board's done before.
They haven't.
Which I think is really great to help the citizens and saying, we're trying to get these things done.
I
Agreed.
have one more thing. When on these things that we're assigned where we're checking, is there something specific that you want us to be looking for in each of these areas besides algae blooms and stuff like that? Or what should we be looking for?
I think it's algae blooms. One of the things that we could probably be looking at is one of the questions that I had earlier that, I mean, we went over a little bit, is types of water hazards that are out there.
Mhm.
What do we do? So,
Good one.
and I mean, I want to jump back to this for just a second if I could. And talk to, since Frank's here now, what is considered is a dilapidated dock that's fallen apart, a water hazard? And do we take pictures of it with the address and see? Here's something that's a problem. We think it's a problem. Is it a problem? Are logs down in the water, or stuff that you see that is probably in your own mind not correct?
A sinking boat.
That we just, another sinking boat that we just got today.
You got fuel.
Yeah,
We have another one?
another one on the lake. I've seen it before and
I've got pictures of it right here.
so I mean,
I did.
we've already taken care of. I mean, we're already.
You're on it.
So, and that's another good thing is we're getting involvement by people, not just us, but the community is sending stuff in saying, I see this, what can be done? And I think we're making strides in that direction to get more people involved in seeing stuff. Okay, that's all I have.
I don't have anything else. Yes.
It looks like my areas are not connected. Do I need two different tests?
Only if you see it probably.
Yeah, you can only test one dip of water per bottle.
Okay.
So if you saw two different ones in different areas, I would. Yeah, because then we would know where to, I mean, quite frankly, if we test positive, we're gonna flip all the signs around. And they will pretty much stay that way throughout the season, because once it happens, it's really hard to get it out of the water. That's what we've done in the past, so. Better be safe than sorry.
Okay, anything else? Let's move on to board member reports. We'll start with Connie.
One of the things I really want to do, but I'm struggling trying to get the information for it, is to figure out what people that live on the water can and cannot do. There's so much hearsay that is around all that. And so I've had a couple of things sent to me, and I actually read them. And I thought, what the hell did that just tell me?
The SMP is not helpful in that regard.
What is?
The SMP is.
The
not.
shoreline master plan.
No.
It's convoluted.
And so, but I am gonna call Marshall, because I was told that Marshall, if anybody's gonna know, Marshall's gonna know, because I want it in plain language, so we can actually post a bullet point of, no, you cannot pull up the reeds if they're, a foot away from you or whatever. And no, you can't pull up all your grass unless you're gonna plant something else on it. So there's just different things. And so what can you do as a homeowner if you live on the water?
Marshall come to the next meeting or two when he's available.
Yeah,
I do think a brochure would be extremely.
It would,
It would be.
Mm-hmm.
How do I maintain my shoreline?
exactly, yeah, that'd be perfect.
Rick Mars, who was Department of Ecology a few years ago, may still be, his phone number, work phone number, so it's probably still valid. no
wait a
matter
minute, who is he?
Browse.
Department of Ecology, I'm sorry. He is the Department of Ecology for the county.
So is he someone that I would actually discuss
Yes.
what we can
I've
and
had very
cannot
good
do
conversation.
living on the water?
Yes.
Okay,
About the 10 feet around your dock. His work number is 360-407-6221.
6221.
And, that probably is a good place to start in addition to multiple.
Okay. All righty. Yeah, because I also want to get dock information. I mean, there's just too much hearsay that goes on in this city, as we all know.
And like Connie said, even like pulling grass out near the shoreline. I called Marshall and I said, this is really getting too hard to mow. I don't want it here. I want to take it out. I want to put some barrier cloth down. Gravel. And he goes, nope. You can take it out and put in something else that's growing. So we took it all out, and we're putting it in ground cover. And one thing I read in the shoreline management plan was that if you remove the grass and everything else and to replant and re-put it back in, once it's taken out, you have 18 months to put it back in. A year and a half,
Oh,
which I thought was a really long time. But I've got all the product on order. I've got dirt and I'm just waiting for my ground cover to come in. And if you work with Marshall, Marshall's a very good person to work with because he's fair. He's not gonna let you do anything that is illegal. Like some of the places down on the canal, if you ever drive down the canal, you can see places that are not legal. I saw one person over by Lake Menard, when the water was low, he concreted with put concrete in on the shore, on the ground, in the water. So he's got a huge patch of concrete. Quick set.
Yeah.
I watched him put it in. So, and you don't know what to do. So those are kind of things that we want to be able to see.
Definitely.
Okay,
Okay, so
Jeff's not here. James? Nothing? No.
Nothing for me.
Okay. Janet?
My only thoughts would be make sure we have a route of communication to get all this out to the public, as far as even what's the best rate to buy to clean out, areas, stuff like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
it would be good to have a means of.
These are things, once we develop them, we can actually post them up on our Facebook page,
Right.
which would be very helpful for people say, what can I use? We have it here and we can,
post on the website.
Yeah, we could get Sarah, those guys to post.
Yeah.
Connie, can I borrow your rake in a couple of weeks on? They're working on a project and we need a rake.
I have,
We're talking about that.
I have a razor one too.
Yeah, mine's a razor too.
Yeah.
oh, really?
Yeah. And it's got a long pole on it and I've got a rope on it that I can chuck it out in the water and pull it in.
Long pole with the
You
rope.
go,
on
you
it?
go.
If you want to borrow mine, you're more than welcome to.
Okay, thank you.
Let's discuss.
It works good.
You put the rope around your wrist and then I have to go like this and hop it to get it to the end because I don't have enough strength and then I throw.
I'd be afraid if I threw it, I'd go with it.
No, you won't go.
Take it up, get
Pool ball, run up to that.
See, you do that. Look, idiot.
I have a landscape rake and I just
Yeah.
I have a pool noodle to it and on a rope tossed out.
Yeah.
Back.
Okay.
Works good.
Next one, Jay.
A couple of things. The one you guys already got the picture of that boat on Duck Lake that's sinking. So you got that taken care of. And then the other thing, the 5-mile-an-hour signs on the canal, there's a lot of them, they're so dirty you can't see them. I was wondering with all of us, with each section that we have, take a bucket with you and a car wash brush or something and just clean the signs. Plus there's one that's underneath the bridge going over to Lake Menard and it's broken half. So some of those need to be replaced.
The buoy is broken half?
Not the buoy, it's one it's actually mounted on a part of the bridge.
Okay.
When you're headed east, coming out of the canal.
Should just say 5 miles an hour.
No,
Wooden bridge,
Yeah,
wooden bridge,
Yeah.
yeah, I think I've seen that one. That goes-
yeah, and the sign, it's the regular blue sign that says, slow, no wait, 5 miles an hour, but it's broken half, so you can only see half of that stuff.
Can somebody send me a picture of that sign so I can get a new one ordered? And
Yeah.
Police probably would have to put it out since they have the boat.
What's the name of that? It's a very small canal. It's called what is it?
Yeah, well, it's got a weird
No,
name.
it's like Too Close for Me Canal. Or
I can find it and
Thank
it's
you.
right there.
Yeah,
It's the one south of Menard.
Grow old
Grow
with me.
old,
Grow
along.
old, that's it. It's something like that. Grow old.
Something, yeah.
Passage.
Along with-
So,
And you won't grow old
Yeah,
because it's
grow old.
about 100 meters long.
So I'll have to check that one out.
then the other thing I forgot is, like, they were talking about in our last meeting, limb trimming in places, especially down here where I'm gonna be looking at on Fishhook Canal, there's so many limbs. I don't know what the possibility is to just at least, trim them to where, boats that have their tops up aren't hitting them. Is this gonna be allowed? Can we go do this or what?
I think that's something with the Freshwater Ways Corp.
Yeah, and then the last thing is bulkheads. There's a lot of places that have bulkheads of all different sizes. Allowed to fix them. Some of them are in pretty bad shape.
That would be definitely a Marshall.
Yep.
issue. Marshall got on board, he got with ecology and ecology told him you can't go backwards. So there's a lot of stuff like you guys have mentioned done in not proper. And so he's been trying to keep everybody on the right path since he's had that planning job and watching the shoreline and moving forward. But that was word from ecology because there's a lot of things that aren't done right around here.
Yeah, some of them, like I said, I know people that have bulkheads that were falling and they wanted to put them up and told stop. And they're just wanting to repair it, So I think that should be allowed. I mean, it looks like crap on the waterway. Why wouldn't we not want it to be nice?
My only thought is it was put in illegally.
Well, if it's illegally, yeah.
A lot of them were put in illegal, yes.
Yeah, so that might be what certain rules, Marshall's real sharp on the rules that we have to follow.
Does that mean we can report the rotting docks also? There's a lot of rotting docks out there.
I suppose we can. I don't know what we can do about that. We'd have to look into that.
Except that that's so bad on the water.
Probably.
And, yeah, I know, I kayak, I see that junk.
Okay. Jay, anything else?
Yeah, that's all.
With me, I've been working, like I said, with the aerator group, the company, trying to get that taken care of. The only other concern that I really have, and been seeing it a lot, especially with the 4th of July, is the lack of the speed signs on the canals. And the Grand Canal has one, maybe two. One at the entrance to the Bell Canals and then once down by Fishhooks. So they're not prevalent in other places, and people don't see them. They say, I can go as fast as I want. And they do.
They do.
So, and I mean, if we look at replacing them, I mean, could it be feasible to take the 5 mile an hour off and just say no wake zone? Which means it's the safest maneuverable speed of your boat. It doesn't say what it has to be, then that's what no wake means.
Yeah.
I like that idea almost more than the 5 miles an hour.
No wake.
Yeah.
Just replace everything with no wake.
They come down my canal and if they've got a way, because it's a smaller canal.
Yeah.
And it really beats up the banks,
Oh, yeah.
I know they're not speeding, but it's still, I like that.
How are those signs posted?
What do you mean?
We're to order signs, what sort of sign? Are those the buoys?
Yeah. If they could be put on the buoys, I mean, I'm not trying to spend more money. I just think that there needs to be more distribution of some buoys in some of the canals because they just don't have.
Yeah.
Like
And-
no wake.
Yeah, and the people who they just don't see them, they say, well, they don't know the regulations about what no wake means either. And so, I mean, that's something that I could work with writing up because I spent 20 years in the military and I'm a Coast Guard captain, so I know what a no wake means. So,
I'll check with Marshall on where the buoys came from, because I think he'll probably know, and then I can get some prices and
yeah,
Freshwater Ways, there's a budget for things like this, so.
Okay.
We'll work on that.
and that's all I have. Next up is council liaison report. Richard?
So council has not given me anything to relate back to the board here.
Okay, that's fine. Up next is the Freshwater Ways Corporation report.
I have a question for you, Mr. Mayor. Neither Jim Edwards or Phyllis are here. So I am a trustee in the Freshwater Ways Corporation. Can I talk about the Freshwater Ways Corporation as a, because I'm also the city liaison, and so I'm switching hats if that's okay.
Sure.
So one of the things that was said earlier about treating the canals, as Becky pointed out, Doug Dorley treated the canals for over 2 decades. And my memory is he didn't miss a year, but what he did do is he surveyed prior to every year And if an area wasn't really bad, then you didn't treat that area. So there were, not every area got treated every year. A lot of the things that you have been talking about that we need to do, the Fresh Waterways Corporation has been doing that for over 20 years. The Fresh Waterways Corporation right now is down to literally 3 functional members. We are probably going to appoint a couple of more members at our next meeting, but the meeting hasn't happened yet. My crystal ball's broken, so I don't know what's going to happen. But I am really glad to see this body taking over some of those responsibilities. As far as the buoys, the Fresh Waterways Corporation moved and put in several buoys last summer, the summer before, I don't remember. And when you get ready to do that, talk to me and I will tell you how we did it.
Okay.
Because buoys in the past have moved, the buoys
Yeah.
we put in have not moved. And basically, we chained 2 5-gallon buckets filled 3/4 full with cement. We chained them together with U-bolts and then measured the depth to find the right amount of road, the length of chain to let the buoy float correctly. They haven't moved, so I can give you more details on that.
Okay, sounds good.
I can give you a video on it.
In fact, there's a video on it, and it's posted on the Ocean Shores Fresh Waterways Corporation website. For any of you who would like more information about what has been done in the past, Ocean Shores Fresh Waterways.com or corporation.com has a history that goes back decades and videos, and there's a lot of information there. And what else do I want to say from the corporation standpoint? I think that covers anything the corporation has to say.
Becky, is there a problem with our group being worker bees too? I'm not saying that we should be the ones that would always get out there and, you know, pull out the big dead trees that just fell over or any of that, but is there anything legal about?
I see a liability question, but I don't see a legality question, because you never have public works really.
Yeah, I mean, if
out their
you're,
Domain.
if you're volunteering for the city, you have to fill out our
They've
volunteer
signed the
form.
waivers.
Yeah.
We've all signed the waivers, so, yeah, I
So
mean,
if you signed all the waivers and done the necessary work, I mean, obviously, working on the water is always gonna be a little more dangerous than other things, but.
But I think most of us are more than willing if we see a tree in the water, or like Jay was talking about, those branches that need to be
Yeah.
trimmed off or whatever. I think that's why we're so gung ho, because I think most of us are more than willing
Yeah.
to do what we need to do.
I get it. One thing I wouldn't do is trim branches without having a conversation with Marshall yet.
I agree with that.
And I did talk to Marshall about that.
Okay, good.
He has the permits for it.
Oh, perfect.
He said
Well,
he has permits available. Just
we would have to get it from him.
we need to contact Marshall and say, we want to go to Fishhook and do some tree trimming. And he can help us. But I think we want to do that after the Fresh Waterways Corporation and Jim and them are back, because they have a workboat that you can open flat that you can put the branches on.
And we need a place to put all that stuff.
What we've done in the past is we coordinated with the street gang and we unloaded, sometimes in Grant's yard, sometimes in a trustee's yard who no longer lives here, and then sometimes at one of the boat docks.
Yep.
And just call the street crew on before we're gonna have a work party and say, we're gonna be dumping this debris there, and then they come along with their machines and
Pick it up and take care
haul
of
it
it.
away.
Yep.
So that's easy to coordinate.
Is there a piece of property that's actually owned by the city that's on the water that is open enough that we could do some of this, that we could put some of this rather than going to Grant's property?
Yes, we have several smaller, like we have parks, and we have, we got Texmar, we've got the one up at, the north end on the far end of, you know, what's that called?
Oh, the one that's across the street from me? Is that I think,
Yeah, there's,
it's right by the Ocean Lake Bridge.
What about like North Bay Park? That's got a big area.
North Bay Park has a big area.
It was by the water tower, the South Water Tower. That's got a big area once you go up in there.
There's
Big
places,
spot.
there are places where the boat launch so that they could, we can dump stuff.
Yeah.
It's just a little bit of drive to go from wherever you're working.
In fact,
Park on the right-hand side of this map, and I don't remember its name. But it had pretty good access to.
Yeah.
Just on the north, just right
It's
into
right
the
up
purple
here.
area, just into the purple.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I just can't remember the name of it.
I don't remember.
We, last year with some of the harvesting, they pulled it up on at one of the parks and streets went out and got it with their loader and dump truck.
Okay.
Yeah.
We would just need to coordinate.
Yeah,
All right. Moving on. Time for any public communication, public comment? Anybody have any comment? Yeah.
I just had a question regarding the aerators. They're not cheap. What is the goal of offering those to citizens?
For, to me, the ones we're looking at, like one with these with two pumps is like $350 and asking for a discount. And I know some people are challenged to pay for something like that. But we're trying to get the discounts done, so if they don't, they can. If they don't, they don't have to. We're not saying it's a mandatory thing
Oh,
to do.
I know.
But these are the best options that we can come up with, helping make a conscious effort to clean the water. That's my
So
point.
is the city putting that off on the homeowners then?
No, the city is not saying the homeowners have to do this. I'm suggesting it to the homeowners. I'm the one researching it.
Okay.
I started a year ago and I like the results. Harea said, hey, we need to get more air into the water, and this is the way to get it into the water. And if the homeowners want to help, more power to them,
Is the
because
city
it's
gonna do
better.
something like that though?
Pardon me?
Is the city gonna do something like that as well?
I don't think so.
Mhm.
We don't know yet. That's what we're gonna talk about with Herrera, and we'll talk about it. You guys will all be included in the town hall meeting that we have when the report comes out. Because aeration is definitely one of the options on there.
Seems like a good option, but.
There's all kinds of things you can do with aerating. One of them is not just these, there's floating ponds you can put in the water that are anchored to the bottom, that are solar powered, that can just run and circulate air somewhere in the lake.
How is something like that powered?
It's powered by a pump that sits on inside of a box on my dock. And
Is
it's
it-
120 volt. And it's very, very energy efficient.
It's electrical powered?
Yes,
Okay, so there's no motor or anything?
it's got a motor, yes.
Well, I mean like a combustion engine.
No, it's an electric drive, twin piston motor that is fairly quiet, actually, unless they break.
Do they have the option of getting solar powered motors for those?
I didn't research that because
Sunshine and law.
the sunshine breaks here a lot.
Loud, you know?
Okay, yes,
If that effectively clears the water in front of my house, it'd be worth it for $350.
and that's my thought.
Guarantee that you've had the experience, right?
I've seen water cleared. Connie has seen the water clear. 2 years ago, when I'd go out to my dock, you couldn't see the bottom. You couldn't see the sand. It was murky.
Right.
I put this in last year and went out this year and looking at it. I can
You
see,
the bottom.
I can see the bottom. I can see the hoses that run to this down to the bottom. In front of my boat that sits at the end of my dock is 6 feet. I can see the bottom in front of my boat with the weeds not
So
there.
you could say actually using that would prove that you could clear up the water.
Yep.
Yeah, okay,
And that's the biggest thing, is you're putting more air into it.
right.
You get-
And it's
Putting oxygen in the water.
And the other thing that's nice about these, it's good for the fish.
Yes.
It's also,
Attracts the fish.
it attracts fish, but it also attracts the ducks.
Tracks anything that needs out of it.
The ducks get over there and I'm sitting there calling it the duck jacuzzi, because they get in there and they stick their head down in the water and they just hang around it, and they just seem to love it.
Has anybody tried one on the beautiful Bass Canal?
I do.
No, and fish hook, any volunteers?
I think that sounds like something you should do.
One at a time.
What?
I got a question.
I don't have.
A minute ago, when you guys were looking at your maps up there, you mentioned something about you didn't want to go all the way up to Ocean Lake Way.
No,
Why?
that's for him.
That's for me. I live down on Blue Herring Bayou, and so we were just separating it out because I'm gonna take Blue Herring Bayou basically straight across, and then also the Bell. These guys also live on the Grand, so they can just come down past the bridge to where I'm going.
Okay, because I live on the Grand Chute, just down below the bridge.
Yeah.
I live north of the bridge, and I drive up north all the time, and I'm looking at stuff, and my wife is too, and my wife's sitting there going, can we get rid of the lily pads? She hates the lily pads.
You mentioned something about your neighbor was dumping concrete in the water,
Not my neighbor, no.
or whoever it was you seen, okay? as the chairman of this committee should be responsible for educating people when they see people doing stuff like that. Not just let it go
I
and
was
bring
not-
in here and say.
I was not on the board at that time. And if I see something that I think is wrong, I correct it. I try to correct it. An example being just before the 4th of July, I went fishing down the Grand Canal and there was 3 kayaks tied up to the speed sign.
What?
They were tied up to the speed sign, having lunch. And I pulled up beside him, I said, I just want to let you know, what you're doing there is not acceptable. You need to untie from the buoy because you're moving it. And you need to take your lunch someplace else.
No, I got one last question. I got about 15 to 20 foot log sitting on the prop of my motor on my boat. It's been sitting there since October. Who do I need to contact to get that thing off of there? I've talked to different people and no one knows.
Probably the Public Works Department, wouldn't it?
I don't know.
I'm trying to move it, I push it off, it's on right back up.
Yeah. Not sure.
Is it attached to anything or it's just
No,
Just a log, a random log.
I have pulled 2 tires out of that canal.
Yeah,
I
the
have
police
that logs up there and I have no idea where they're coming from.
would they take direction from you to do it?
You have a truck that you can tie a rope onto it and pull it out? Is there?
I'd have to have about a 200 foot rope to do it.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay. I'm not
And I
sure.
have to pull it through my house.
Yes.
Regarding aeration, John Gow installed 4 aerators on the Bass Canal 25 years ago.
Yeah.
And the idea was great, except that the Fresh Waterways Corporation had prior designed an aqua tube system, which would have been more efficient. The problem with the aerators that they had there, the shallowness of the canal and the debris of all the branches and things that were in the water, the intakes of the pump completely plugged up almost all the time. So it was
Yeah.
totally ineffective. But the idea was tremendous. I mean, it was a good idea, but it was a waste of $50,000. And I know I've seen aeration in progress on the fish hook, where the fish hook joins the end of the canal. There's a waterfall there that used to
Yeah.
run all the time. Beautiful, tremendous.
He's still
aeration
running.
potential. And also, Ken Peterson had an aerator in the water just beyond that. It was just a rotating thing, a PCV pipe and everything. There was one over on the Bell Canal, one of the Bell Canal ends, so
I think
aeration is a wonderful thing.
I think those previous ones were water driven
Yeah.
by the water pumps.
So, well, the ones on the Bass Canal were all powered off power station at the north end of the canal.
But they
And they had-
pumped, they pumped water though, right? They weren't pumping air. They were just
Well, with
pulling water
with
up
a
and then putting
rotating
it down.
impeller.
Yeah. That's where they were getting
Moving
plugged up.
just the aerate. Okay.
Yes, right. These are,
So that was technology, it was
Yeah.
really old, but.
yeah, This is the new
To support that,
technology.
My question now is, the reason that was on the Bell Canal or the Bass Canal is because it's a dead end canal. On Ocean Lake Way, or I'm sorry, Albatross, that could have connected to the lake at that time. There was still a channel open, but that's gone now. And one suggestion was to pump water in from the lake into the north end and push it out through the other end. That was a suggestion made by, Ken Lamphere. So my question is, has there been anything been covered on Pennywort and Parrot Feather that we have all over? We've got segments on the Bass Canal, which is fairly new, last couple of years.
And we just,
And they're right next to my property. I'm wondering, are they gonna be dealing with that?
that's one of the things
Because
we
one would
mentioned
think-
earlier.
Treatment with the treatment this year? Yeah.
And there's gonna be some, there's a different treatment that they talk about that could be used at any time of the year. So we don't have to worry about the fish habitats from, destroying any fish eggs or anything else.
But one of the things we also want to do, with this team wants to do, is to figure out ways that we can educate people and encourage people that live on the water to actually clean up their water. And, now that the city is letting us have, on the summertime, we have the Saturday yard that's open where we can actually take the stuff and dump it for free. We don't have to go clear to Montesano to get it done anymore. But that is one of the things we've talked about, to educate the city on how to do this and get it out of there.
I can refer back to when I was president of Fresh Waterways Corporation for 6 years. We had folders, binders, the library, all over the place. And he's at the interpretive center. We had them in several locations and somehow they all disappeared. So we were educating people on all the issues of the waterways, and that's kind of gone away by the wayside. So that's something the city probably should take over. That was done by volunteers at that time.
Well, that's one of the things we're working on doing with the new board and with the new, with current technology. Where we're allowing, we've set up a Facebook group for the Freshwater Advisory Board, and we're gonna be putting out information on that site to say this is what's going on. We also have homeowners putting up there saying, I see this, what is it? And we're getting people to see that. We're trying to use the modern technology to use that, because
As well as the city.
if there's something here at the library, I'm gonna tell you, there's a lot of people who are not gonna wanna drive in their car to come up here to look at what a weed looks like.
You know, the thing that we felt was lacking was the realtors. The
We can't
realtors
do
should
anything
be
with them.
educated. Because when they come in, like you say, they buy a place on the waterway, they don't know what to do. They don't know what they're looking at or anything. And so I saw times when people would clear their waterfront, go out in the middle of Duck Lake and dump it.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
I'd like to suggest an answer for your log problem. What the Water Corporation has done in the past is we would limb the log as best as able and then push the log up against the bank. And then stake it down with pressure treated fence stakes. So, you know, those round stakes that you buy.
Right.
And fence it down there, and it is great to protect your bank from erosion.
But it also takes up whatever the length of that log is away from your bank too, that you can't use.
Well, I'm just offering a potential solution.
I could try to help.
You know, that's not a remedy. That is not a remedy. There's gotta be a way to get the logs out of it. I'm not looking for a quick fix and I gotta wade out in the water and drive pressure treated wood down in that mud.
Yep.
I'm looking for somebody to come out and get that log away from my boat.
Okay. I appreciate that. See what we can do. Don, did you have any comment?
Yeah, I just have a question, Dave. What is the title of the Facebook page so I can find it?
It's the Ocean Shores Fresh Waterways Advisory Board.
Okay, thank you very much.
You have to get a membership and I can approve that, but I'm looking to get some help from my cohorts here to have a couple more administrators to approve people. So, okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right. Our next meeting is going to be Monday, August 4th at 2 p.m. right here in this Ocean Shores Library meeting room. And I would recommend needing a nomination to adjourn. Any second?
Second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, we are adjourned.